So let's get started here. Before we really get into it, sure. Can you tell me your thoughts on hearing that these DEI programs have been ended by some companies in the States?
To be honest with you, I'm not surprised. I think a lot of us are disappointed, but I'm not surprised in the least. Because 4 years ago, when we were asking for actual systemic change, we got black squares on Instagram. We got, I see you, I stand with you. And I'm just wondering, what are they seeing now that they weren't seeing then? And where are they deciding to stand now?
I did want to play devil's advocate here. It's difficult to do because I've been looking for answers from these CEOs, execs from these big companies as to why they're pulling back on these programs. And I haven't found specific answers, but I have seen, according to Harvard Kennedy School, that it costs companies an average of $8 billion annually for DEI training. And shareholders and board members have apparently been questioning the return on investment as a result of that, especially with some pushback coming from certain groups. So what would you say to that end about that?
Well, respectfully, Lindsay, the devil doesn't need any more advocates, but let's answer this question. I think that, well, first of all, I haven't seen that study, and I don't know any company spending $8 billion for one company alone on training. But I would challenge them. I would want to know, what are they spending on their holiday party? And how do they quantify the benefits of that? What are they spending on executive coaching? I can't tell you the thousands of dollars that I've seen fly by for executives to have their own personal coaches, because they realize that it does have a return on investment, but one that they cannot quantify. DEI and any type of diversity, equity, and inclusion, authentic practice in the workplace is a long-term game. And so it may seem like it's difficult to quantify. But any executive who is asking for a business case on diversity is absolutely not ready to do the difficult and long-term work of implementing these initiatives. What they prefer is a checklist that allows them to say, yeah, we did this, we did that. Oh, and look how much money it saved us. It's a very, very slippery slope when we equate. Really, what DEI comes down to is human rights, when we're equating that with a business value.
We see a lot of things that happen in the United States eventually come north of the border to Canada. Is this something that you've heard is happening here that you think could happen here as well?
I think that there will be quiet rollbacks in Canada. We're not as loud and proud about some of the things that we do here. There's not going to be a list that you can find of companies who are deciding to cancel or roll back their DEI initiatives in Canada. However, here's the thing. The issues that DEI addresses are not going anywhere. So we still have pay equity issues. We still have women who are being paid less for the same job as men. I'll give you a very easy to understand example of why we need these initiatives. A study by the University of British Columbia several years ago took 6,000 resumes, all the same resumes. They divided them in two and put ethnic sounding names on half of them, and then Anglo sounding names on the other half. Sent them out. There was a 40% higher callback rate for the resumes with Anglo sounding names. That's in Canada. Mm-hmm. So the fact that we still have this type of discrimination happening should give everyone a reason of why we still need to focus on these things. These issues are not going away.
Issues not going away, obviously. Then what would you like to see, apart from, I'm assuming, companies not scrapping these programs? What else would you like to see to try to deal with these issues?
Not only not scrapping them, but actually committing to do non-performative work. What you're seeing now is a continuation, is the other side of the coin of the performance that was happening in 2020. I want to see non-performative work. I want to see companies actually listening to their employees and committing to long-term systemic change within their own organizations.
Okay, Camille Dundas, diversity, equity, and inclusion consultant and principal educator of the IDEA practice. Really enjoyed speaking with you today. Thanks so much for taking the time.